They told him he had 5 good years left. That was 15 years ago. He's still standing, still speaking, still living. This is Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. A podcast about what happens when life throws you something incurable, and you fight back anyway. Hosted by Bryce. Diagnosed at 40, 15 years into the battle. This is the truth behind the tremor. Let's begin.
Ever wonder what a real day looks like when you're living with Parkinson's? And I mean, not the polished version, not the list of symptoms in a brochure. I'm talking about the actual messy, sometimes beautiful routine of living life with this thing. Well, today I'm going to pull back the curtain. I'm going to share my real daily routine, the good, the bad, and the reality. Well, welcome to the podcast. I want to thank my loyal listeners and viewers for coming back. And if you're new here, I'm Bryce, and this is Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. This channel, this podcast is all about providing strength, hope, and support to individuals living with Parkinson's and their caregivers. I share motivational stories and tips and insights to help you navigate life with Parkinson's. So if you're looking for that kind of support, hit the subscribe and you went along here. So today's program is my daily routine, right? My daily routine. And I just want to get right into it this morning because this is such an important topic. And let's be honest, mornings used to be the hardest part of my day. There was a time early on when I'd lie there in bed thinking, do I really have to get up and do this all over again? I'd reach for my pills on the nightstand and hoping to remember that I refilled them and hoping to remember that I left the lid not so tight and hoping I remembered that I had water beside me. Some mornings I'd forget, or worse, I'd knock over the bottle and I'd have to chase pills all across the floor. Anybody been there? That is the reality of it. Well, now I've created a system that works, and I call it ready for this? The wake, take, and wait. The wake, take, and wake. Number 1, I wake up. Number 2, I take my first dose, and then I wait 20 minutes before even trying to get out of bed. And that 20 minutes, that's sacred time. No checking my phone, no rushing, just breathing. Sometimes I just lay there and think about my day. And sometimes I stare at the ceiling and I just let my body reboot. Now, why is that different? The thing is this, is that you have to have movement before momentum. What does that mean? Well, once I'm up, it's movement first. Before coffee, before breakfast, before anything, I do a very short stretching routine. Now, I'm not talking about an Instagram yoga here. I mean slow, purposeful movement to tell my brain, hey, we're going to do this today. Now, of course, this is after that 20 minutes where I just kind of meditate and I think about things. And again, think about positive things. Think about good things I'm going to do today. Anyway, there's one stretch I call it the coat hanger. Coat hanger. It's where I raise my arms like I'm trying to hang an invisible coat on my shoulders. It's awkward, it's hilarious, but it works for me. And here's a tip. Don't skip the small stuff. Brushing your teeth, washing your face. Even if it takes longer, these things signal your brain and your body that this day is starting. That's an easier way to kind of get your body and your brain to go, okay, man, we're into this. It's a day. Here we go. See, routine, I always thought routine was constrictive. But now I find that routine is freedom, even when your body doesn't want to cooperate. It's complete freedom. And then let's talk about breakfast. I don't eat right away. I give my meds about 30 to 45 minutes head start, right? Some days I have eggs, some days toast, but I always, before any of that, water first. Water first. It helps the meds kick in better and faster. So funny story. Funny story. Early on, I didn't know that protein could interfere with your medication absorption, right? So I'd slam a protein shake and I'd wonder why I felt like I was freezing up. And now, now I know better, right? Now I plan my protein around my meds, not the other way around. Like little things that make a massive difference, just little tricks and tips. And, when something's not working, that's that signal to say, maybe I should try something different. And, if you've listened to the podcast or watched the podcast for some time now, and if you haven't, what's the matter? Get back in the playlist and start from the beginning and catch up to where I am, because The one thing that I do, the one thing I advocate for, and one thing I'm going to push you to do is to try different things. Don't put up with the standard, like, it's not working. Oh, well. No, if something's not working, try something different. So I'm going to encourage you today to do that. And if you're here and if you're watching this on YouTube or wherever you are, say hi in the comments. I'd love you to say hi, and if so far so good, I'd love you to like this comment or like this episode and share it with somebody who you might need it. The more you like, the more you comment, the more you engage with the episode. Um, all these algorithms, wherever you're listening or watching this on, they go, huh, people are engaging. It must be okay, and then they put it out to more people that specifically are looking for this type of programming. So, if we want to reach the masses and help other people, if you wouldn't give us a like or a share or a quick comment, say hi, I'd love it. Okay. Now we move into the midday. So midday management, right? So midday is all about energy pacing for me. This isn't a sprint. It's like carefully balancing and it's a careful balancing act between movement and rest. So I used to try to cram all my, what would you call, like, productive hours into one big push, and then I'd crash. Now I build in rest periods. Yeah, I actually build in rest periods, about 15 minutes, on the couch or just sitting, meditating or listening to music, even just like silently sitting here. But I do it without a screen, right? So I'm not just taking 15 minutes on my phone or taking 15 minutes to scroll around or whatever. I mean, literally 15 minutes where I literally, kind of what I literally do is there's like a couch back here. I would literally just kind of like put my AirPods on and I'll listen to some music and I'll just lay there for about 15 minutes. I'll just like zone out, excuse me, and those 15 minutes, right? It's not about laziness. This is an actual strategy. My work day, my creative time, it all lives in blocks, right? My medication are in 3-hour blocks, right? So I need to reboot that time. I need to take advantage of it. And sometimes, and I was going to think about this, and I was going to say, sometimes I take a nap. I mean, I try, and just I'm not a napper, and I'm so tired, based on lack of sleep. But even those 15 minutes of just shutting it down, closing my eyes for a minute, just meditating, listening to music, read a book, whatever it is that you find. Maybe you like to walk, go for a walk, but just no. Actually, what am I saying? You need to rest. You need to schedule that other stuff in, alter. And here's the thing: there's no guilt in this, right? This is smart. Build in that 15-minute stop time and rest time so that you don't have the crash time and waste a whole bunch more time, right? And here's the other thing too is, and here we go again, exercise. I know. Everyone says it, but here's the truth. I don't always feel like exercising. There's days I literally have to bargain with myself, like, okay, Bryce, just do 5 minutes and then you can quit. But sometimes, what happens is, um, you know, I bargain that 5 minutes, and then I almost like always just keep going. It's always over 5 minutes. So whether it's just going for a walk, whether it's, boxing, doing a little workout, whether it's doing some yoga, whatever it might be, or even, what, literally just standing up and stretching and marching in place sometimes, motion is medicine. It helps with the stiffness, mood, energy, and sleep. You name it, it does a lot. So this is crazy. I can't even believe I'm admitting this, but one of my favorite hacks is like dancing. Now, no audience, thank God, right? No judgment. Just me, the music, and a body that still wants to fight for its rhythm. It's just something like that thing where you just want to let loose and let go and just take that 50 minutes and just kind of move. And it's really empowering. And I'm telling you, it'll make your time. So what did I just say? I live my life in block times, right? So I take my meds every 3 hours. So I live in a 3-hour block. Well, that means that I'm scheduling 15 minutes of rest and 15 minutes of rest an hour, or sorry, in that block, and 15 minutes of exercise. So just put it in and I schedule it. I mean, it's crazy, but I do. I journal it and schedule it. And then we move on to the evening. So the evenings are a totally different beast, right? That's when fatigue usually hits me the hardest, and I'm sure most people, but there's some different little tricks you can do, like dim the lights early, right? Take my last, or not my last, but take that dose around dinner time, right? Have dinner, and then I typically and purposely start slowing my brain down. Okay, not just my body. So right after dinner, that's when my brain, I'm just starting to slow it down, and that means like no heavy decision making after 8 p.m. That's a tough one for me because, that's when, maybe time to catch up with my spouse or having time to, whatever. And I got to know that's not the time for me to make decisions. Mornings, that mid morning time is my decision making time. So, no heavy decisions after 8 for me. Right. I'll journal. I'll listen to that calming music again. Sometimes I'll even just sit in silence with my wife. Like we'll literally kind of just prop the bed. I have one of those beds that move up, and so we kind of like prop the bed up and we just chill. We hang out. Try to take my face off the screen, not scrolling. It's sacred time. And then as I'm getting ready for bed, and again, I've told you this before, one of my personal favorites, and I'll give my wife kudos on this again, but it's that magnesium spray. That magnesium spray, link in the description if you want, try it. But it's funny, a few people have commented it on other videos where they've tried it, and they're like, it's working, right? It's working. For me, it helps me sleep. And you know what? It could be a placebo. It could be just totally in my mind, but I don't care. It's real to me. And either way, it works. It completely works for me. So that's that evening strategy. Evening is that calm down time. It's kind of just coming down, because again, that leads to nighttime. So last thing, nighttime meds, right? I am now taking a controlled controlled release levodopa before bed. It doesn't stop all my symptoms through the night, but it smooths them out. It seems to smooth them out and enough to sleep. So I would suggest that if you're having issues in sleep, especially with restless leg syndrome, or you're moving around or things are happening, and if you wake up in the morning like I do, like you feel like you're 200 years old and it's crazy to get going. I'm trying it. I just started not that long ago, maybe 3 months ago. And so far, so good. So maybe talk to your doctor. I'd encourage you to talk to your doctor, and maybe that's an option that might work for you. Now, a couple of things. I keep water by my bed, right? And I set reminders, right? And I even have that. I've heard that, not me, but I've heard some people even have glow in the dark pill caps. I used to wake up panicking, thinking that I forgot something, and now I just trust that routine, and I sleep better because of it. So literally I'd be going to bed and I'd be worrying about, okay, I got to make sure that my cap's off, my water's ready, this is ready, that's ready, everything's ready. And I'd stress and worry so much about everything being ready for the morning that I'd have trouble sleeping. And so I've learned to trust myself, right? Learn to just do this routine. And luckily for me, and I'm hoping you are in the same boat, but I have a pretty amazing care partner with me who takes care of a lot of that stuff for me and making sure that everything's laid out. But it's something, even when I travel and I'm on my own, I got to make sure in my hotel room that I have the water ready with maybe a water bottle with the cap half loose, because I can't really open it in the morning. I have to, make sure my pills are laid out for me, so I don't have to go struggling with pill bottles. And I know there's other hacks for that, opening things. But for me, it's my motor skills are so so fine. Infinite, is that the right word? They're so fine in the morning that I literally have to be able to slide my pills into my palm of my hand because I can't pick them. I can't pick them up. So anyway, that's my day. That's how it works. It's not perfect and it's not always pretty, but it's mine. And I've learned that owning your routine, no matter how simple or strange it can be, can make this journey a little less overwhelming. And what about you? What's something that's helped you and your routine? Drop in the comments. I read every comment and I respond to everyone. And if you want to go deeper, I'm just I don't want to make it sound like I'm just trying to sell things all the time, because I just believe in this so much. And that's why I want to offer it to you. And if you want to go deeper with me, right, and others who really get it, consider joining the inner circle, right? We do live Zoom calls. We share tips and tricks, and we support each other. There's no judgment and there's no, expectation. It's just, if you want to go a little bit deeper, if you want to live life do life, if you want to do it with me, join my inner circle. There's a link in the first comment and also in the description. But I want to thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for doing life with me today. You have a great day.
Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today.